Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? I am your Planetary Defense Commander, Star-Lord Nuthor 7. And I was looking for a picture that I think might help me illustrate more of my point of how planetary orbital angular momentum might actually be a real thing. Not only the fact that I called this storm 6 months out, and I'm calling a hurricane 6 months from now, but just it all seems to make sense. And so here's Earth. You have Neptune and Uranus, or Uranus and Neptune, and then Saturn and Jupiter. Isn't it neat how there's like, it's solar system. It's a wonderful place, and it's magical. We don't know everything. Okay, so there's Earth, and then there's Jupiter and Saturn. And now when we click on over to our alignment today, here you can see that in the whole solar system and all the gas giants, you can see that Jupiter's here, Saturn is here, and so those are the two big boys, man. And the big boys are pretty close. And so and then Eris is over there here. So if they're tilting things, we're seeing that strange new equatorial water bulge kind of happening on and off in the atmospheric river that continues to go from Mexico over the Gulf, over the East Coast as we spin around. So hopefully that can make more sense, and then you base it off of this Eris alignment. When Earth lines up on either side of the sun, and with Eris, the weather on Earth gets weird. And so now that we are in the month that I've been talking about for 6 months, not only we're a few days away, and the pressure period basically in my mind lasts for like 20 days from the alignment on the 18th, 20 days before, 20 days after. But 10 days before and 10 days after definitely should be watched. And so now we have the Weather Channel pulling out all the stops. I got 5 videos up that I'm trying to edit for you guys by tonight or tomorrow. This storm is going to be probably a record breaker pressure wise, snow wise. We got a lot of rivers flooding, and a lot of damage has been done to the Midwest already. So everybody needs to be on high alert, even if you're not in the storm. If you are anywhere around or in any way, shape, or form, can think how to help the people that are going to get hit by this. It could be a pretty bad one. Could actually have a lower pressure system than March's 16th low, which was record setting. Land hurricane, call it whatever you want to, man. Bombogenesis, where the pressure will drop from under 25 millibars in under 24 hours. As you can see, I invite you to go to weather.com before I edit, so you can watch the video by Danielle Banks talking about how this could be record breaking several ways. It's a lot of good information. And so, not only that, we have 4 storms in the next 16 days, and then remember, this is spring. And then last year at about this time, we had volcanoes erupt on Hawaii, and then May was really wild. And so it's in our first rodeo, but we got this storm on the 11th, which right now the lowest pressure is somewhere between 970 and 969 ever over land in the lower contiguous 48. And so we're still in a range, and no matter what, the good news is, I learned from someone else that, I forgot who it was, but this won't have the giant moisture pull from the Gulf that the last March storm did, so it may not bring as much rain, which is great news, but it's still going to bring a lot of heavy snow, which will then end up in the rivers and flow down. And so that whole situation has to be watched. And then after that, on the 14th, this is a whole different storm. So this is like 3 days later, and notice it's already come in farther. It's our second storm. It's going to drag across pretty bad. Some nasty rain totals. And our third storm is on the 18th. This is a whole different storm. And then it's weird. This gets a 977 pressure up here in the Canadian areas. Hopefully it won't mess up anybody's maple and molasses. Wait, molasses to maple? And everybody loves Moose, right? Just like everybody should love the character Wolverine from the X-Men. He's cool. All right, and so this is the 21st. There's a whole nother storm. This one trails like right after. This one grows right around here and then pops out after this one. All right, what are we on? Our fourth storm in 10 days? Okay. And then the 25th, it's a whole nother storm. So, dude, I don't even know. 25 days, that's 2 weeks. That's 5 storms. That's a lot of storms, man. That's what I'm trying to say. And so, we're all in this together. As your planetary defense commander, I see us all as Earthlings, humans, people, fellow brothers and sisters on planet Earth. And we're all trying to make it together. And yes, things have been kind of tough and shitty and confusing since 9/11. But we're getting our bearings again, hopefully turning the ship around. And so, yeah, let us prepare for this and do what we can to help those who will be in harm's way. I got a feeling this one's going to be pretty nasty. And then, but there is a small chance that this isn't the quote-unquote worst of the Eris pressure alignment. It could be the next one. This is still rough science, and I'm not sure it's just Eris or it is Eris. If you follow the Planet 9 stuff, there are quite a few planets out there, man. Quite a few planets, all in the same kind of area. That's a whole nother series. We've done so much research on all the things. Oh my God, there's so many. See, last month was way too dramatic for me. And if I get lucky, I will be able to work the next 48 hours. If I get really lucky, like Kitty Pryde or Rogue will sweep in and steal me away for the weekend, and we watch Game of Thrones. And somebody will let me lay in a comfortable bed. I just said too much. Trying to erase that from your mind, people. Okay, and our Eris alignment Sunspot is back as well. So, reference this across multiple sources. There are a lot of good people covering the weather, solar weather, earthquakes, volcanoes. We're one big team. Yay, go team. And I want to say that every single time I go to my mailbox and there's any type of letter or package in there, you put a smile on my face. And y'all have made me very happy the last 2 days. Thank you. You guys are fantastic. I feel loved and appreciated. So here I'm working hard, and let me say, as someone who's covered the sun for 6 years, and I don't show you a lot of charts, and I don't show you a lot of graphs, and I don't show you a lot of numbers. What I do is I show you the sun. And yep, man, that is one of the most intense, most defined filament sunspots I've ever seen. And that almost looks like a giant K on the sun. And I do know that when my mama texts me back with a giant K, that means she was not happy with my answer. So today I went out and hung out with the sun. Actually tried bounding, where you jump up real high, up and out, for like 200 yards. And I did real well. But I almost died right after because my cardio was super shitty. And I probably pushed myself too much under an incredibly intense sun. And in the sunlight, I could see some purple and some green. And then, yeah, I was like woozy. I thought I was going to pass out for the next hour. But I walked a couple miles today under sunlight. Felt good. But yeah, the sun is definitely kicking. So all the players are on the field, in the sky, and in the ocean for these 2019 spring challenges. Like I said, that just look at this sunspot, like together, you and I, and all the people that might be in your room. Let's look at this thing. Look at it. That's why I love doing the sun videos, because I can just say a bunch of wacky stuff while the sun does all the talking. Because it's one thing about adults, man. Honestly, outside of the people who pay attention to the solar community, most adults, like if you start talking about the sun, they're like 2 sentences or questions later, they're like, nope, don't want to think about the sun anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I understand. It's, everybody's like, it's black hole day, dude. They took a picture of a black hole. It's like, well, I guess the sun is like, I guess it's a competition. But it should be a friendly competition. That's all I'm saying. And so, yeah, things are weird, but honestly, I got electricity, a place to live. I even have smokes. Maybe I'll quit smoking one day if I ever get to cuddle again. Now I'm talking stupid. Does this mean I should turn the video off? See this problem, I don't know if you know. When I do like the sun stuff, brings out the sun makes me happy. The sun makes me open up my imagination and just kind of have a little fun like a kid again. Because the sun is wonderful. And definitely nobody knows everything about the sun. I guarantee you that. There ain't no sun masters. I think I even made a video. Like, who is the sun master? Like, nobody knows everything about the sun. And that's how I say it. This is where I got the weather. The sun led me to the weather. So when the sun acts weird, the earth acts weird, and people act weird. And solar flares and filament tear-offs and CMEs can have almost instant effects to people on Earth. 7 minutes, 3 days, call it what you will. The sun is powerful, man. Oh, it trips me out sometimes when I go out and look at the sun and look at the moon. And some days they're the same size. Yeah, look at this thing. So this is why last night when I put out that Asteroid Fight Club, super high, weird weather, watch alert. Like, we have all the Asteroid Fight Club players. Categories, subjects, sectors here. I want you guys to know, whoa. Yeah, definitely whoa. Definitely I want you to know. Whoa. And these filaments. Magnetic loops looping. It's like the sun's trying to hype everything up. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We got enough hype here. What are we going to do with all this an abundance of energy? As we have an abundance of energy, an abundance of all things. Except for love and forgiveness. That's what we need more of. How you feel about that, son? Ooh, looks like we got some solar, that's definitely just solar activity at the wazoo. Man, that may not show up in the charts.